What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over 3 simple tips that you can use to get your photography business started up and running today. And this applies to a photo, video, graphic design, any type of creative business that you want to get up and running on the cheap but have a legal business. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, so you're starting up your business, and the first thing that you're going to need to do is think of a business name. Now, I know that seems pretty simple, and you probably already have some kind of name in mind, but you want to think of a name, and then you want to check and see if that name is available. So you have 2 different options at this point. You can either do what's called an LLC, or you can do what's called a sole proprietorship, okay? Now, the difference between the 2 is that, 1, you have to register with the state, that's the LLC. So LLC, you have to register with the state, and with a sole proprietorship or a DBA or a trade name or a fictitious name, these are some common terms that you might hear for sole proprietorship, right? You only have to register with the county. So for sole prop, it's just the county that you have to register, okay? So these are your 2 options. So you want to come up with a name. If you're going to do an LLC, you want to check on the state's website. And if you're going to do a sole proprietorship, or either way, you want to just check and see if the name is available. Okay, so you got your name, right? You see that it's available. The next thing that you want to do is you want to go and get you an EIN. That stands for Employer Identification Number. And basically they're free. All you got to do is go into irs.gov, or just Google EIN and how do you get one. Basically, you go on, you apply, and then you just follow the steps right then and there, and boom, 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 they give you an EIN. So I'm gonna write that down. So that's something that you wanna remember, because you're gonna need this for your next step. Okay, so now you got your name done, you file for your EIN. The last thing that you have to do is, well, you have to pay to set the actual business up. So the 2 options that we spoke of before is you can either go LLC or you can go with sole proprietorship. Now, when it comes to an LLC, they have all types of ways that you can set this up. You can go through your state's website. You can talk to a legal professional, and they can help you set it up. Or you can go into LegalZoom and have them set it up, and you be up and running in just a few minutes. Now, the difference is with an LLC, they cost a little bit more to get started, and also you have to file paperwork with the state, which is also going to cost even more money. So let's just say with an LLC, you're looking at anywhere between $200 to $600 to get up and running. Okay, so your next option is becoming a sole proprietor. Now with this one, it's pretty easy, and you're in business like that. All you have to do is go down to the county office. You got your name, you got your EIN, you fill out your paperwork, they stamp it, bada boom, bada bing, you're ready to go. Now, as a disclaimer, I will have to say that it does vary by state how much your DBA or your sole proprietorship will cost. But just to give you a little frame of reference, here in New Jersey to get started, it's about $54. All right, great. So now we have our name, we have our EIN, right? We have our paperwork signed. So now here comes the fun part. We can go down to the bank and we can open up a business bank account, right? The great part about being able to open up a business bank account is you can keep your funds separate. So any money that's coming in through your business comes in through the business, and any money that you get on your own comes in through you. And you want to keep the funds separated. Now, listen, I'm not a legal tax attorney or an accountant or anything, so you probably want to speak to a professional. But if you want to start getting checks in your business name and not just in your personal name, and you want to start taking advantages of tax write-offs and everything else like that, then you're going to want to open up a business bank account. So you got your business bank account open, right? Because you got everything. You got your name, you got your EIN, you got your paperwork signed at the county or at the state level, whatever way you went, okay? And now you were able to open up your business bank account. Now you can start receiving money into the business. The next step that you want to focus on is profit producing activities. Now wait, hold on a second. Profit producing activities? Absolutely. You want to focus on the one big thing, and that's getting sales, my friend, okay? You want to start bringing that bread in, homie, okay? Listen, profit producing activities. You want to start going out and trying to get whatever type of job you can get. Now, sometimes you're going to have to work for free. You don't always have to, but it helps when it comes to building up your portfolio. And if you're working for free, I always suggest try to do things that you're interested in. I mean, like, don't, focus on things that you don't like that you're doing for free. So it's like, A, you're doing it for free, you don't even like it, so it's hard to get into it. So if you're doing free work, always try to do something that you like doing. Now, this is the part that I feel most people get tricked up on, because this can honestly sometimes be the hardest part. I mean, don't get me wrong, the shoot can be difficult in itself, depending on what you have to shoot, what kind of equipment you have to use, whatever the case may be. But going out and getting the actual sales, bringing the money into the business, that's where most people stop, and that's where they get tripped up. Profit producing activities, that PPA, sales, AKA sales, you want to start going out and getting sales because you want to start bringing money into the business, because you want to eat, you want to keep your lights on, and you still want to go out and have a good time, right? I mean, you want to enjoy your life. All right, awesome. So now you got your business fully up and running. You know all the steps that you need to take to get your business going. And I'm going to add on 3 bonuses of things that you do not need to focus on to get your business going. Trust me, nobody's not going to do business with you if you don't have these things, okay? So check it out. I'm gonna break them down for you right now. All right, so these are things that people get caught up in. I call it the minutia. Don't get caught up in the minutia. Focus on profit producing activities, focus on making sales, focus on servicing clients, okay? But don't worry about these things right here. Business cards, okay? Let me put an S on that. Business cards, right? Like, listen, people are like, oh, you need a business card if you ever go to like a networking event and all this other stuff. And people are like, do you have a card? And blah, 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 blah. And if you don't have a card, you know, people can sometimes be kind of like judgy, like, oh, you don't have a business card? Listen, bro, don't worry about it. Listen, I've never had anybody not want to do business with me because I don't have a business card. If you connect with somebody and they want to do business with you, they're going to want to do business with you whether you have a card or not. Plus, we all have this thing, it's called cell phones, emails, and phone numbers, so you can text people, you can email them. You don't have to have a business card. The second thing not to get caught up in is websites. All right, listen, so many times when people are getting started, this is like one of those things that causes procrastination, right? You're trying to set up your website, you're trying to get the design right, you're trying to get the layout right. Listen, don't worry about it. If you're a good web designer, yo, hats off to you. If you know somebody who's a good web designer and can hook you up, you know, on the strength, good for you. But if you're not a good web designer, don't even worry about it, man. That's what social media is for, okay? Listen, you can have your business on an Instagram account, Facebook account, YouTube account, whatever the case may be. You don't need to have a website. Does it hurt? Or does having a website help? Yeah, absolutely it helps. But trust me, most people are only concerned about what they want, not about your stuff, right? So if you're doing a website for somebody, they usually want to know how their website's going to look, not your website. So don't worry about it, right? If you're like, oh, you know, I don't have a portfolio or whatever the case may be, man, just keep it moving. And the last thing to get caught up in, or not to get caught up in, is gear, all right? I see so many people getting caught up in gear and they don't want to get started because they feel like they need this camera, that microphone, or this gimbal, or whatever the case may be. Look, start with whatever you have. If it's an iPhone, yo, rock that iPhone. I know somebody who's charging like $200 to go shoot houses with an iPhone. And if you want him to shoot it with a nicer camera, he charges you more. So that's what I'm saying, man. There's stuff out there. Listen, I know people who are doing social media marketing and consulting, and they're getting all their content straight up off an iPhone, dude. So like, don't worry about it. You don't need the next hottest this and the hottest that, and you need blah, blah, blah. Like, yo, you better work with what you got and focus on getting some sales. All right, man, so that's it for today. Hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully you found it informative. That's the way you can get your business up and rolling for under $100 and start making you some money, baby. So you can start eating and living the type of life that you want, where you have your creative business and you're making money and you're like the man, yo, in that 9 to 5. I'm joking. No, I'm not. Peace.